next album in Miami. So I begged him, and by the time he got there, it was hurricane season. So just imagine he not wanted to leave LA to come to Miami, and he come during hurricane season. So he come here, for 2 weeks straight, we did nothing. Like, he would come in and he was over it. Like, he come in and he sit down, he may hit one thing on the keyboard, and then we just caught a vibe. Like, he just went to a mom pop store and got like a bunch of albums, and we just started playing music, and he started sampling old break beats. And one thing about Tim, once he get in that zone, he ain't coming out. Like, no telling what you gonna get. And once he got in that zone, we was on one. On one. And he's always been like that. Like, it may take a second because he's a perfectionist in what he does. And then you got Pharrell, who's from there too, from VA. There's so much talent from VA. Shout out to all my peers in VA, everybody in VA, the whole Hampton Roads, Richmond, Alexandria, everywhere. But look, I'm shouting everybody out. I got to say, shout out to VA up here. But both of those dudes, like, they just geniuses. Timbaland is most definitely a genius. Pharrell most definitely a genius. They have created um, some of the biggest catalogs, like, amazing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Well, first of all, whether you know it or not, all my family is in the Seven City. 64 is my highway, so I'm on, my
Hey,
brother went to Hampton. Like, we just VA
oh,
all
okay,
day. Yeah, all
okay.
my family from VA. It's for some reason, Fatman Scoop and Missy Elliott always make hit records, no matter what.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna just hop on the cool off. I'm probably gonna
Yeah,
hop
man,
on
I
it, and I'm gonna
need
just,
that.
yeah, I'm gonna
I
just
need
send it to
that
you. I'm gonna go
screaming.
downstairs and do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I need
probably
that chant. I need that chant. I need that hypeness. You know how we do.
exactly. So I'm probably like sometime either later on this week or early next week. I'm gonna just take the record. I'm gonna hop on it. I'm gonna send you my vocals. I'm gonna be like, now go ahead and do what you got to do.
Yeah,
Timberland. I'm
man.
gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about Timberland before I get Missy out of here. I went to do a record. I went to do Drop with Timberland. I had never seen Timberland in the studio. When he's in the studio, he's a genius. He has a bunch of records and CDs around him, and he's just, it's like it's a seat, and then it's just nothing but CDs and records on the floor. When he makes a record, he starts out by going,
Yes. Yes.
right? He starts by beatboxing. Then he takes like anything in the room and he starts shaking the stuff that's in the room, and he makes a beat out of like shaking pencils and pens, and then he goes in the back and he grabs water and he shakes the water. I've never seen
Yes.
anybody do what Timberland does.
Yeah.
And I know that you've seen it on many occasions. Last question. Last question
Uh-huh.
is this. What's your favorite Missy Elliott record?
Oh my goodness. Now that's
Famous
hard.
favorite Missy Elliott record from Missy Elliott. What is the record?
Oh, I'm not even. Oh. Well, I can tell you this. I have a lot of favorites. I have joints that didn't come out as singles. That's just album cuts. And I'm not just saying this because you're on a phone, but the record that I love performing, and I always save it for last, no matter how many new records come, is Lose Control. Like, I'm always going out with that record every show, every show.
Missy, I'm gonna tell you this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say to you. BET Awards.
Yes.
I went out to LA and I was in the rehearsal with you. And we were rehearsing the song. It was me, you, Mona Scott, the dancers, everything. At the end of the rehearsal, at the end of the song, when it was like, get your back on the wall, I went and took my
Wait,
shirt
wait,
off.
hold on,
And
hold on, hold on,
everybody,
Scoop. Hold on. Somebody say you at 100K now.
I'm at 100K now. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Missy took me there to 100K. I'm there now. I'm there. Ooh.
Okay, to
Happy
tell
to
your
be
story.
alive.
Sorry
Happy to
about
be
that.
alive. That's okay. I'm happy to be alive.
Oh
I
wait,
made it. Nigga,
let
we
me
made
say
it.
this. Hold on, let me say this. I know that y'all, because I see some people saying they can't see me. I know because I have been working my tail off, like for real, y'all. So this is why is black, because I look crazy. I've been working my tail off. I've been in the studio doing records for other people, and so yeah, I look crazy, but
We,
and y'all can hear my voice. I love each and every one of y'all, and I'm gonna let Fat Man finish telling his story.
listen, Missy been working. We've been going back and forth, and the shit that she was telling me, I cannot repeat to y'all, but she's coming with some shit in about 30 seconds. So we're in LA, we're in the rehearsal studio. I'm doing the thing with you, and then I take my shirt off. Mona Scott runs right up in front of me and say, "Don't you take your shirt off, what you doing?" And you just said, I'll never forget it. You said, "Let him take his shirt off on the show. It's gonna be crazy."
Exactly.
The night
Exactly.
the night of the show, the night of the show comes. Will Smith is the host, and he says, "Give it up for Missy Elliott." Now I'm up at the top. I'm trying because I got to go down this long thing to get down to where you are. I have performed in front of one person. I performed in front of 100,000. I've never had a time when my mouth was dry because it was 96 million people watching. That meant your mother was watching, your grandmother, the chick that you went with in high school that dumped you. Everybody was watching. I went down there. I did the show. We were rocking and stuff like that. And the part of the show came for me to take my shirt off. When I took my shirt off, the whole BET arena went crazy, and I only remember one thing. I think Beyonce and Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan, he was looking at me and he just said, "Oh fucking shit." All I saw was his lips say, "Oh fucking shit." And I said, "You know something? We made history." So I thank you for that. I thank you for that.
I thank you. I thank you for most definitely putting that sauce on Lose Control. It is legendary. That video that you found was legendary. People don't even know that you had to convert that over. That's how old that video
Yep.
was, and timeless. And so that was a gem for me to even see. And hopefully everybody thought the same thing, because it's just amazing. Because back then we didn't have these camera phones where we could
Mm-mm.
record stuff, and so a lot of our sessions don't get seen like people out now that they get a chance to record everything. So just seeing that was a blessing for me. So I thank you for that, and I thank all of y'all. And make sure I got Cool Off out there. I gotta throw this in there. Hey, I see you said why you can't see me. Somebody,
Working.
somebody let whoever that, who was that? What's their name? I don't even know how to say the name. Let them know why y'all can't
Listen,
see me. But look, so the Cool Off challenge is going on. I got a song called Cool Off, and the video is on YouTube. But I got the challenge going on out there. It's going crazy. So make sure if you dance, if you don't dance, it don't matter. Just do it, try it. I know people say, oh man, that look like it's hard. I didn't seen a pregnant woman with child do this. I have seen someone in a wheelchair do this. I have seen someone who what they said they was like 60 something. To little kids. So everybody can try it. It's fun, and challenge yourself. I love to see people challenge themselves. We always say we can't do it without trying it, but you try it and you have fun. Like a lot of people having so much fun with it. So I love y'all, and Fatman, I love you, and I can't wait to hear what you're gonna do. I ain't gonna get up here and talk y'all to death. I gotta get back to work. But
get to
yes,
work.
and you at
Get
a
to
hundred
work. And
K. You at a hundred,
I'm
hundred
at
K.
I'm at 100. I'm at 100, and I just want to say one thing. I love you. Look for those vocals sometime next week. And Lose Control is my favorite, but this is the record that made you who you are, and I'm gonna always love this record. This is my favorite Missy record. Not that one. That's another one. The things you do.
Hey.
Missy, I'll check you later. I'll
Okay,
check you
baby.
later.
Okay.